Hey everyone, this is Christina.
And this is Emma.
And we are
the Spooky Babes Club.
Show me your dark side. I've been waiting in the shadows. Let me see your pretty eyes. Dilate wide, then fade away. Show me your dark side.
Hey there.
Are we plugged in?
We're plugged in, guys.
Oh, yeah.
We're here.
Hello.
Welcome back to the haunted Spooky Babes Clubhouse.
Welcome to the clubhouse.
Clubhouse, baby.
The clubhouse, baby. Okay, anyways, welcome back. We are prefacing for a... well, actually, we're preparing, right? Yes. For our spooky... help me with words.
I had a word. What is it called? Like an expedition.
A spooky expedition.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's roll with that.
Yeah, okay. So we really want to go visit Marth Chapel Cemetery. I know we've talked about it the last couple times, but we kind of wanted to give you guys some details about this place, right? Like, before we go there, we kind of want you to know a little bit of the history behind it, because we kind of looked up about it, but we also don't want to be boring.
Yeah.
You know, so there's that.
Yeah.
So we have some history for you, but we also have some fun little excerpts we're going to include.
Yes, indeed, from reviews. We have some pretty great reviews that we found on TripAdvisor that Christina is going to share.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. It's going to be so great.
Okay, so let's get into a little bit about Marth Chapel Cemetery. It's located off of a road called Bowden Road, but like the locals call it Demon Road. This guy, Joseph Valine, or Valine?
I think Valine.
Joseph Valine, he was a German merchant out of Mexico City, and he was contracted to bring settlers in to colonize Texas. And one of these settlers was William Robinson. And guys, you know, I want to say Robin Williams so bad every time I see his name. William Robinson. Okay. So in the late 1830s, William and his wife Elizabeth, they had a whole bunch of this land in Texas for colonizing. And they provided about like 30.5 acres of it, which was just southwest of Huntsville in Walker County, for this, quote, Texas mission to colonize Texas. The church that was built on the land was probably the first church in the county, and it was primarily Methodist, and the church actually had to share its building with other denominations because, I mean, it was scarce.
Yeah.
Just the population was pretty scarce. The Texas Methodist Conference had its 4th annual meeting here in 1843.
Neat.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So it said that Martha's Chapel was named after the first person who was buried in the cemetery, which was Martha Palmer in 1853. During the Civil War, the attendance of the church began to decline, and so the surrounding neighborhood maintained a school which in 1896 employed 2 teachers and eventually closed in 1936. So since 1990, only the cemetery remains now, and is surrounded by woods and rural properties.
And I've definitely driven out there, and like I said before, there's like mixing Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Hills Have Eyes vibes. It's just like ranches, and there's some really big old houses and some little mobile homes. Like, it's just a mix of weird things and a lot of dirt road. This road is called Bowden Road, but it's been called the most haunted road and cemetery in the state of Texas, which earned it the name Demon Road. And people that visit the cemetery claim to hear voices and see shadow people, along with spirits' hands grabbing at your ankles. Like, that is terrifying, first of all, but it also sounds like BS. What?
Wait, what?
That's too much. And the protective locals warn visitors that dare to brave the cemetery not to provoke the spirits, and that when you leave, you may be leaving with an extra passenger.
Nay. You just stay right there, sir. This is not Uber.
Do not get in my car.
Hard pass. So the road itself actually has tales from adventurers of their cars rocking as if somebody was pushing it. Handprints actually were left behind in dust on the car and mysterious floating red lights in the forest. Creepy!
Now, when I went, I didn't see any red lights, but I did see a lot of fireflies, and it was really beautiful.
Oh, like a serene almost.
Yeah.
Like strange. That's strange.
That's the feeling that I had when we were there. There's definitely, but the later it gets, the creepier it gets. But how much of that is because it's dark?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's the setting.
Yeah,
right?
You're in a cemetery in the middle of nowhere in the dark. Also, though, in the height of the satanic panic, which I think we should cover that eventually.
Oh my God, yes.
So this was in 1985. The surrounding area was convinced that there was actually a covenant of devil worshippers summoning demons at Marth Chapel Cemetery. And it said that the county sheriff visited the local high school to warn the teens to stay away from the road for their own safety. These rumors led Bowden Road, the nickname of Demon Road, along with a lot of other crazy circumstances.
Super strange.
So I'm going to read a few reviews for you. At least one. There's one that's just my favorite, and I have to share it with you guys, okay? So our first review doesn't have a name, but it's on TripAdvisor.com, and it's titled Middle of the Night Visit. And I'm going to read this in the best way I can possibly imagine this person speaks like. I am not changing any of the words. I'm going to read it just as I see it. I'm naming this reviewer myself. Her name is Maggie, okay, guys?
It's Margaret.
Margaret, you're right. Her friends call her Maggie.
Yeah.
Her mama calls her Magpie. Okay, so this is in May of 2021. So my son and a few of his friends told me they was going to this place one night. I said, okay, I'll go with y'all. Make sure you stay out of trouble. We took 2 vehicles. It was about 8 people total. As we get close to the road the cemetery's on, we see a couple houses with a couple lights on. But it was close to midnight during the week, so we figure people that live there, they might just be sleeping. So we drove a little slow on this dirt road with the window down. Okay? As we drive, I hear someone yell something, so I told my son to call his friends and tell them to be quiet. People live here. His friends say that they are quiet because they want to hear someone yells or something. About that time, I hear someone yell, "Get out of my yard!" We keep looking as we drive to try and see who said it or possibly see someone running away, etc. Then, we finally get to the cemetery. A couple other cars are here, so we get out and start looking around. One car leaves, and a few minutes later, the other leaves. Me and a couple others stay by the vehicles, and I decide to write on the car as a joke to spook them. Silly. Well, we finally leave, and something big hits the side of the vehicle in front of us as we drive by. We see it's a big black bird, possibly an owl, and it made a loud scream. So we finally meet up at the closest gas station and start talking about what we had all seen and everything. Someone noticed someone writing on both vehicles, and one of the friends said, yeah, he did that. But I only wrote on one vehicle, and I wrote go away. But someone else wrote leave now on both vehicles. This place is a little scary, I'm not going to lie, so be careful if you ever go here, okay?
Oh my God. I had to contain it. I couldn't. So good.
Yeah.
That's so great, dude. Oh,
but there's another one. I
Magpie.
wanted to Magpie.
Magpie.
Everybody else's reviews are kind of like.
I can just see us out in the cemetery, though, and you just whip out the magpie. You're like, this is a little scary.
It's a little scary out here, guys. Be careful. So this wasn't part of, quote, Maggie's review, but we did also read in another article, and it just sounds like something Maggie might say, okay? Quote, if I need something, no matter what, unless it's life or death, I steer clear of that sucker. Once the sun goes down, that place ain't no good. Not a place for any law-abiding Christian. The devil take that land.
It just sounds like something she'd say.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Or maybe her brother, Lawrence.
Larry.
Larry.
Oh, Larry.
So this is another review, but this one is from 2016, and I only debated sharing this one because I know that they did a lot of upkeep on this cemetery, because at one point it was really overrun with plants. A lot of the headstones had been cracked and knocked over, but they did a lot of maintenance, so it looks really nice. And I know that the cemetery is still in use, like people still bury their loved ones out there.
Wasn't it
It was recently vandalized.
Yeah, vandalized.
Yeah, it was recently vandalized just in the last few months. Like, I can only assume teenagers went back there. They were egging it. Like, there are broken eggs, a bunch of new cracked headstones, which is really sad because there's a newer part of the cemetery that's still used, but it's still super, it's like really quaint. It's small. There's nothing special or big about it. It's just really simple. And it was really sad to see that had happened.
Shame on them.
Shame on them. They ain't no law-abiding Christians. Okay, so I still want to read this one because it gives you a really good idea of how it feels to be out there. Okay, this one is titled Haunted America's, quote, Best of Texas. Marth Chapel Cemetery is located at the dead end of Newman Road, right outside of Huntsville. And while driving to the place, you may catch a glimpse of this is it, Little House on the Prairie intertwined with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's exactly how it feels. Your mind roams as visions of hellbilly demons dance through your head. There's a lingering presence of territorial gaming in the air as psycho chillers stalk around the corner. The cemetery itself is very green and overgrown with long grass and shrubbery. Poison oak and ivy grow rampantly around the particular set of singled-out tombstones, the ones that resemble those of the Salem witch trial. The poisonous plants, I suspect, act as a protector and signal a sign of no trespassing. The ancient ruins crumble in the brick dust, reminiscent of voodoo folklore, as in the Skeleton Key movie. Renovation in the vein of Save Our Cemeteries is on the request list. The spooks and roadside ghosts demand a little TLC. There are big scary trees lurking in this area, the kind that can make images out of their shapes. Uncannily, the red flowers on the trees are the perfect place to resemble a set of demonic red eyes. I saw two, the owl and a cat, and they were indeed a set of demonic-looking creatures with a captivating spark of humor. We captured it on film, and if I wasn't the first person to submit Marth Chapel Cemetery to this site, I would have the privilege to upload the photo itself, but don't take my word for it. Go out and see for yourself and relish in the splendor of haunted America. And I just like that because I'm biased, you know what I mean? But they definitely set the vibe really well.
Yeah.
And because, it's
really well written.
Yeah, you feel like you feel so far away. It's only 45 minutes from here.
Really?
Yeah, but it feels so far when you're out there. And
some say that the land is cursed, but it may inhibit supernatural creatures, which we started doing some research, and might be some skinwalkers out there.
Yeah, that's the vibe that I got.
Oh, creepy. Those are creepy. See, skinwalkers to me is a whole nother level of paranormal that is just creepy. So one of the earliest encounters is that of a young boy riding a vintage tricycle along the road by the cemetery. People state as they attempted to confront him, he disappears. Other times he would stop his tricycle and turn and stare at you with glowing eyes, as if he's looking into your soul. Ugh. Like chill down your spine.
For real.
He is said to roam the road on nights when the moon is barely visible so that the glare doesn't give away his presence. Creepy.
And not long ago, Marth Chapel Cemetery went viral because the Google Earth image of the cemetery was found, and if you zoom in, on the picture of the cemetery, right behind a tree, you can see a little girl's face peeking out from behind the tree. Now, some people think that it's fake. Some people think that it's real, and it has sent a lot of people out there, which is why I think the surrounding community is super protective of it, because they've had to ward off a lot of people, like the ones who vandalized the place recently.
Yeah.
So I understand.
What do you think? Do you think it's real?
I don't know. Okay, if it's real, they put makeup on that little girl.
Yeah, because
she's so pale.
Gray, like a gray.
She looks like they took the saturation off of her completely.
Yep.
And then, like, her eyes have, like, a tiniest glow. But it doesn't look doctored. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't. Because the eyes also are, like, inset. Almost like they look dead.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Not only that, too, behind her, like, in the distance, you can see a black shadow figure.
Yes.
Like, full-blown standing up.
So the picture of the girl peeking from behind the tree is taken from inside the older part of the cemetery. And yes, beyond her, you can see a fence, and then you can see the newer part of the cemetery in the background. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it looks almost like a dark cloaked figure in the background. It's creepy.
It is creepy. And what's crazy, too, is that Google took that down.
You can't actually look into the cemetery anymore, but you used to be able to.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody had also uploaded a picture of the cemetery, and this is before they took down the ability to go into it. Like, a part of one of the trees was blurred out, like it's censored.
That's weird.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. So we're gonna go out there. We're gonna check it out.
We're gonna just go on a little picnic,
and we're gonna take you guys with us.
Yeah, it's gonna be our first vlog.
And I have, see if I don't spill them.
Yeah.
I've got my little bowl of crystals. Can you hear them? I dropped them earlier and made a huge racket.
They, like, jumped out, though. In your defense, they totally jumped out of that. They did. We'll take video of the drive in there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, fast forward it so you can see, but you can at least see how it is.
Literally, okay, so half of the drive is getting to Bowdoin Road, and the other half of the drive is just driving down Bowdoin Road.
Yeah, like it's a long ass road.
It's crazy.
So we're going to give you guys our game plan of what's going to happen when we go to the cemetery, what sort of tools we're using, and how we're going to make contact, because that's the whole point of ghost hunting.
Yes, and we just had a little Amazon shopping moment. We found some goodies to take with us, and we just kind of wanted to fill you in with what we're bringing with us. And if you guys have any other suggestions or techniques that you guys have used to communicating with the other side, I want to hear them.
Holla at you girls.
First, we got like a voice recorder, so it records anytime it hears something. We got some like motion balls. We'll talk about them in depth a little bit.
Cat balls. We're calling them cat balls.
Cat balls. One fine day. We got an EMF reader. And we also got some dowsing rods.
EMF actually stands for electromagnetic field. Everything in the whole wide universe consists of energy. So this meter, highly sensitive to fluctuations in the amount of electricity or magnetic energy in a given area.
And I did see that in some cases, like small, like you said, electronics can send it off. It can make it go off. It's safe to test those things before...
Right, and we'll show examples of that before we...
because they also use it to find, like, live wires in the walls and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So we have that cool gadget.
Yeah, that's fun. I'm really excited to use that, because it lights up, too, like, from green to red.
Yeah, and it shows the reading.
Yeah. Super cool. So, and our dowsing rods, which I know we've done an episode about dowsing pendulums before.
Yeah.
The same kind of thing. It goes based on like the energy that's there.
Right.
And also your own energy, what you're trying to locate.
You're almost like a conduit.
Yes.
Holding the rods.
Dowsing rods have been used for a really long time. They were used to find water, and in the modern day, large oil companies and police forces, mining operations, they actually employ dowsers to help them find water holes and oil holes. Back in World War I and during the Vietnam War, Rods were even used to like locate booby traps and underground tunnels. It's like you think about something hard enough that your energy is forced into the direction that you need to go. Again, like you had said, all objects, they all have an energy field, and everything that exists is ultimately pure energy, and it gives off a vibrational frequency, including thoughts. Emotions.
That's why meditation is such a powerful tool.
Right, exactly, yeah. And so when you douse for a specific target, you're tuning into that frequency.
Right.
And therefore, you are open to getting responses back from them. So you can have two rods that cross back and forth with each other, and you state, how would you like questions to be answered? Like, make the rods cross, or make them point to the left, or make them point to the right. I'm curious to see how these will work in a cemetery setting, whether there is energy out there that wants to communicate.
I've never used those. I'm interested to what that's going to feel like. Then they're copper wires, and copper's conductive element.
Yeah.
Using something that's conductive, it's almost like putting a battery, holding one end of the battery, and then they hold the other end of the battery.
Exactly.
And that's what makes it move.
You're totally going off of whatever you're communicating with or searching for, energy in your own energy, passing back and forth, which people can, it drains you using them. It can make you feel very tired, depending on how much energy you're putting out to try and communicate. And I have used dowsing rods. We were at the Hotel Galvez, and we used them in the haunted bathroom that's in the main lobby. I immediately got responses using the dowsing rods. It was really intimidating. And, I'm skeptical of it because they just seem so sensitive. They move really easily.
Right.
And the best thing you can do is not move at all. And so I'm standing there, you're nervous, and you shouldn't be nervous going in. You should be super chill and
centered.
calm. Yeah. But in an environment like that, I don't imagine anybody could ever be completely chill. Especially we're going to be in a cemetery. But, hey, we're going to do it.
We're doing it. We're doing the thing. Shoot.
We also got the cat balls, which they are just like little light up by the slightest touch. So we're just going to be setting those around various places.
And then we also got a voice recorder that has playback in real time. So use that and see what we get.
That's exciting.
I know.
I'm so excited to get some
tangible evidence.
What am I like an arsenal of ghost hunting contraptions.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
It motivates us. We make a little ghost hunting kit.
Yeah, the Spooky Babes Club.
That'll be great. So this will be our first official ghost hunting experience as the Spooky Babes Club with contraptions and
special guest Lily.
Totally plan to video blog all of this.
Yep.
So that if we capture anything, we'll share it with you guys. You guys can see for yourself what this place feels like, the vibe, and see if we catch anything, any evidence.
And maybe you might spot something we don't.
Oh, yeah.
But I know that Spotify is about to do video podcasts.
Yes, video podcasts. And we want to hop on that train so bad.
Yeah, we're going to get on the front end of that. So this will be our first official video podcast. We'll probably put it on YouTube too.
Yeah.
Just because it's another outlet. But we're also working on having just one hub. Yeah. Instead of going all over the place to Instagram or Facebook and all that, we're just going to have the hub for the website. So you can just access all of our stuff from the website and be able to share your stories with us. Because we're still waiting for anyone.
Yes.
To holler at us.
Please send us your email.
Yes.
Communicate with us.
Tell us.
Is anyone out there?
Hello. Hello. We want your spooky stories.
Stay tuned for our Marth Chapel Cemetery investigation,
which will be our next episode.
Yes. And we're going to come in and tell y'all all about it, and you guys can live through it with us.
Yay! Hey, go follow us on TikTok too. We're going to be posting just our shenanigans on there, and then
hopefully we can unbox all of our fun equipment on a TikTok. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Love you so much.
And remember to
stay spooky, babes.